Hi, Jim Willmott here, Chair of Property Rights Australia. I just really wanted to focus in on some of the key challenges that are going to be that lie before us in 2024. And I don't know if people have been following the Albanese government and their cohorts, Pocock and Lambie, both senators, have ticked off some new industrial relation laws that will potentially have a direct effect on rural holdings. And it's all about, your employees, if they're members of unions, could be automatically be able to become a union delegate. There's things like retrenchments benefits, which a lot of rural businesses didn't have to pay on the termination of employee contracts. And another really big one is from July this year, we're looking at new climate reporting requirements that look at and embrace the calculation and monitoring of environmental impacts and reporting of carbon emissions. So that's for big businesses, 50 million and above, but it also takes in the suppliers. So, and that's where it hooks in a lot of small businesses. So and you can see Cattle Australia looking at the sustainability definitions, biodiversity definitions, and codes. So smaller businesses are going to be wrapped up in that by 2027. So that's something to watch. A key thing too that's just slipped in over Christmas very quietly at a federal level through the lower house was vehicle emission changes. There was a few Facebook posts that Dale put up, and that's about new next generation commercial vehicle like cars, SUVs are going to have to meet strict European standards. So that unfortunately is going to rule out all new Hiluxes and Rangers, and that's coming in at the end of 2025. You'll still be able to buy the base models now up to 2028. But where are we going to be looking at for some of our key commercial vehicles we use on farm, tradies, people using their four-wheel drive? So that's a big issue for us. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about, and it's a biosecurity issue, is the spread of fire ants. And we've seen this Queensland state government bumble its way over the last 23 years trying to effectively eradicate fire ants, which they haven't. They haven't even contained them. And we've seen two recent outbreaks over the last 6 weeks into New South Wales and a little bit before that in Toowoomba. So we can see when you've got 800,000 hectares of infested area around the greater Brisbane area, it's going to start to bleed out and continue to bleed out. So we'll never eradicate them, but I think this government needs to start back and look at some very strong containment measures and cutting down on all the vectors and potential vectors. So there's some of the key issues. The other thing that I really wanted to talk to you about was what we're doing at beef this year, beef 2024, and we're really going to have an active billboard campaign looking at trying to counter a lot of deception being pushed by our green mates and green groups into, saying that the reef's under threat and everything agriculture is hurting the reef. We're going to be also looking and trying to have a good messaging around how farmers are actually being falsely accused for undertaking a lot of clearing of vegetation when we're not even allowed to do that under legislation. We're actually only clearing weeds, which we're actually obligated to do so under legislation. So we're just going to be a bit creative and start to be more active in cancelling and countering some of the deceptions that's being pushed by these multinational groups and even groups that are born out of a state level and national level here. So look, if you've got anything, any issues, any queries, any ideas that you think that we should be focusing on at a property rights level, or look, we're always open for more donations into our fighting fund to help grow our fighting fund and kitty so we can undertake more proactive measures to counter the deception that's coming from a lot of these, I guess, groups, agencies that want to harm agriculture and basically tell lies of how we're affecting the environment. So please reach out, give us a call, contact us on the website, and I'll see you